Alright, first off, if you're new here, let me give you some context. So I started a very unique business model around a year ago, and I have made multiple six figures doing it. The way it works is I essentially create listings on Google for different services, for example, plumbing. And whenever someone in that area is searching for a plumber, my listing shows up in the top 3. They call me, I book an appointment for my plumber to go out and do an inspection, which is just a contractor I partner with. He does the job, I take 40% of the profit. And then I set up multiple of these profiles in different areas, different cities, so that I have multiple jobs ongoing at the same time and make a lot of money from it. So that is my business model, okay? Since the last year, I've made multiple six figures, and I also started posting YouTube videos about this business model so that I can quite literally make money helping other people do the exact same business model, okay? I am the most transparent course seller that there is on the fucking planet, okay? That's exactly why I started making these YouTube videos, because I knew that I could make a lot of money teaching what made me a lot of money, right? And so in these last 8 months or so that I started making these YouTube videos, I have also had a lot of people buy my program, and I've had a ton of people make a lot of money. In the last 8 months, I probably have around 40 people who have hit $10,000 a month or more. And you'll see them on my YouTube videos. You'll see these people who are making $10, $20, $50,000 a month even. And what you don't see, obviously, because I wouldn't post a YouTube video on somebody who didn't make a lot of money, is that there is also some people who do not succeed. Now, the title of this video is definitely a little bit off from that, right? I'm talking about from the general grand scheme of things, I have a way higher success rate than 5%. However, from the people who watch my videos and try and potentially just, dip their feet in the water and whatnot, probably around 95% of you guys fail, right? And by fail, I mean you don't even make a single dollar with this business model. And the reason being is, well, first of all, just to backtrack. When I say make millions, I mean quite literally, if you hit 10K a month with this, you will make millions of dollars. Because if you make 10K per month with this, first of all, you're not gonna quit. So you're gonna keep going, eventually you'll make millions, even if you only make 10K a month, right? Now, the second thing is, you probably have also tried other business models that didn't get you results. And so once you hit 10K a month with this, you're not just gonna stop there, right? You're gonna be more motivated, you're gonna have more knowledge and more money to pour into this to scale it further. And you're gonna just, honestly, the drive is just gonna keep going because you actually finally found something that works, okay? And so if you make 10K a month, you will make millions of dollars. However, there's a lot of people who don't even make a single dollar. And there's a multitude of different reasons why this might be, but the main one that I will say is just, is just hope, okay? Just the fact that you probably just fucking quit too early and lost hope. Okay, now the reason, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Like there's so many things online, there's so many businesses online that people make videos about and talk about that genuinely are kind of scams. Like a lot of them do work, most of them do work, but a lot of them are very misleading in the amount of workload and just how difficult it actually is to make it work. And so when you try for 2 months and you haven't really had the best success yet, you just fucking quit. And 2 months is actually a lot longer than most people can do it for, right? Most people will quite literally quit something after a week of not getting results. And if you quit something after doing it for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you deserve to fail, right? Like you genuinely just, there's no hope for you, because how can you expect to do something that's gonna change your whole life trajectory, completely just absolutely change your life? You're gonna quit your job, you're gonna fucking be free financially, you're gonna have, time to do whatever you want and be able to make a good income. For what? For spending 2 weeks working on it? No, it doesn't work like that, okay? You get what you put in. So that's the first thing. People just having the wrong expectations, whether it's this business model or any other business model, just having the wrong expectations. And for that reason, losing hope, losing doubt, or having doubt and just calling it there, just calling it quits, just not even trying more than a couple weeks. And again, obviously, like I said, that's not gonna work, okay? Now, with this comes a lot of overthinking as well, right? A lot of people will not do something because they're overthinking 10 steps ahead. And by the way, I will get more into the actual like business model side of things, more of like the technical stuff. But for now, I'm just talking about the mindset going into this, okay? Stressing about something that is 10 steps ahead. For example, taxes. For example, what if a contractor scams you? I can't even explain how many people didn't start this business model because they're scared of paying taxes. It's like, dude, wouldn't you rather make 10 grand a month and pay taxes on it than make zero? I genuinely do not understand Like, it's just the most stupidest thing ever. And the same thing, it's like, oh, my contractor, what if he doesn't pay me my commission and I get scammed? Well, it's like, okay, you find another one, right? Like, what the fuck are you even stressing about? Is that gonna be the reason you do not start something that can quite literally, like I said, change your whole life's trajectory? And for a lot of people, it really is. It really is such a small thing. And I'm telling you, like, these people who you see consistently, I'm pumping out student testimonials of people who have hit 10K their first month, their second month, their third month, right? People who have made 50K 6 months in, right? None of these people had an issue with contractors or taxes, right? That's not even an issue that has came up, right? These are not real problems, and you are using them as cope for not actually going all into the business. And again, it's a business, okay? It will take time and effort, especially if you plan to do it on your own. And the reason people pay me in the first place is because they don't want to spend as much fucking time and effort trying to learn it and figure it out as much as I did, right? And they'd rather just pay me and I'll tell them exactly what the fuck to do. And those people do sometimes make 10K in their first month. Like, you can see videos of other people, but again, these are also outliers of people who decided that I'm gonna stick to this for that first month and I'm gonna put a shit ton of effort into it because I believe the process and because I am going to actually go all in onto this, okay? So mindset is a huge thing. Mindset is definitely a big thing, and it really is the most important thing because, again, logistically, this is a business model that is based on numbers, okay? It's not kind of like a facts versus feelings type of thing. For example, even this with YouTube videos, right? You can make the argument of like, I posted 100 videos and they were all shit, whereas Eric posted 100 videos and he made a lot of money off his YouTube channel, right? And you can make the argument that I'm more creative, right? I naturally am better at speaking, right? Just, you know, there's a lot of arguments that can be made. But for something like this, it's not like you're creating some kind of demand, right? The demand is there. The service itself has demand, right? Plumbing, HVAC, cleaning, whatever it might be, there is demand, right? And there's people actively searching on Google. You just need to find a good area. How do you find a good area? You fucking watch my videos on how to find a good area, and now you have the demand. It's there. And so logistically, if you have a business listing ranked at the top of Google for 10,000 people every single month searching for that service, it is impossible. It is physically impossible for you to not make money if you answer the phone, if you have contacted enough contractors to have somebody on board for a 60-40 split, which again, it's not that fucking hard. It'll literally take you 30 minutes of work. It is impossible for you to not make money. So mindset is really the biggest thing going into this because it isn't a business model where you can fail based on your skill or your luck or anything like that, right? It genuinely just comes down to, here's the inputs, do them, you get there, right? Whether you do them right from the beginning, of course, matters, right? That's gonna be different from person to person. Some people, again, will grind their ass off and they don't know what they're doing, so they get shit results. Whereas some people will grind their ass off and they get amazing results, right? And there's some people who don't grind their ass off and still get good results. And there's also people that if you grind your ass off, you'll get results no matter what it is. It'll just take you longer because, if you're grinding your ass off, you're not just gonna keep failing. You're gonna learn and you're gonna iterate and you're gonna get better. Is the most efficient way, again, right? It might not be, but you still will get results if you grind your ass off. It's just impossible for you not to, right? But it is a very logistics-based business model. Now, in terms of the actual model itself, where people go wrong, where people fail, is first, I'm gonna say the verification, okay? Now this is if you're running it the same way that I do, like I said, with Google business listings. The first thing that's required is you verify your business onto Google, right? This is, I will say, the trickiest part. It's not the hardest part. The actual process of doing it is easy. It's just the process of learning how to do it that's hard. And I've shown physically screenshots of invoices of me paying. I spent so much money trying to figure it out. I spent so much time trying to figure it out, but I eventually got it because I decided that it's worth spending that time and that money. And so that's the first thing where a lot of people fail, is because they do not try enough. They do not try the verification stuff enough. It is a gray area. There is not publicly available information on YouTube or anywhere on how to verify a Google business profile without technically owning said business or whatever. Now, again, people pay me for this exact reason, because while it's not readily available, if you put a fucking, if you put a price tag on it, it is available, right? And so again, that's why people pay me, because I did spend my time and my effort and my money learning it. But there's no reason you couldn't do that too, right? Just like I spend my time and my money and my effort. If you don't want to pay me, you could figure it out yourself. There's no reason why you couldn't, right? The reason you don't is because it's hard. okay? And so again, we're leading back again, just back to mindset once again, but genuinely, it really is the biggest factor of why people fail, is because they cannot just get past the fact that, yeah, it's gonna take some fucking effort to figure out, okay? And so that's the first thing. That's the first thing that a lot of people fail, and that's, again, honestly the trickiest part. Once you get past this, it's very smooth, right? The business is smooth sailing. Your business is verified. It's not that hard to rank it, right? You're competing against dumbass 40-year-olds who run plumbing companies. They don't know shit about marketing. All they have above you is reviews, right? Because, you know, they might have been in business for the last 10 years or so, and they've accumulated reviews from their customers. So you need to find a way to compete with them. Obviously, just having started a brand new business with reviews, right? Everything else is so incredibly easy. Like, just to outcompete these guys, it's just so easy. It really is. The only hard part is getting reviews. And so with reviews, I obviously have a ton of videos on how to do them, right? But starting off, you obviously don't have a customer base, so you need to find a way to get reviews. Now, the way that you have to go about getting reviews is a very specific way, because again, Google's not stupid. So if you just pump out a bunch of fake reviews by creating a bunch of new Gmail accounts, they're all gonna get deleted, okay? So there's a specific formula behind doing the reviews that you need to do. And the biggest thing is that people do not know how to actually go about them without them getting deleted. Again, like I said, Google's not stupid. They spot a fake review, it's gonna get deleted, okay? And so there's a few things that you need to make sure you're doing in order for the reviews to stick. Number one, they need to look real. So that is local people, real local people's accounts. So if you live, you know, in downtown Toronto, which is where I live, so I'm using an example, and your mom also lives in Toronto, and your dad lives in Toronto, and your sister and your brother live in Toronto, they can all review your business profile. Google's not going to be able to validate whether these people got your service done, right? But if you start reaching out to people in Pakistan to leave you reviews, and you start reaching out to people in Minnesota to leave you reviews, Google's going to fucking know damn well that your ass didn't do a plumbing job in Pakistan, so your reviews are going to get deleted. So you need to find a way to get local, real people to leave your reviews. And if you're not doing local, real people, you have to take it slowly in a way where Google doesn't track it as like spammy, because anything spammy, again, Google will delete. They're very strict. Even real reviews, real businesses struggle with this now. So you got to make sure that there's no spam flags. It needs to be local accounts. And if it is sort of outside the service area, then they need to be strong accounts. Because if you have like a local guide level 7 account leaving your profile reviews, even if it's in a different state or a different city, it'll go through and it'll stick, right? So strong Google accounts obviously have a lot more authority, and those reviews are a lot easier to do. But again, once you get this verification sorted and once you get the reviews in, it genuinely isn't that fucking hard. All right, there's a ton of just watching my YouTube videos, you'll be able to figure all of it out, right? All of it. It's genuinely, it's not that hard. Obviously, you just need to be able to stick to it and be consistent with it, because that figuring out process isn't the easiest thing on the planet, okay? Again, I'm gonna say it again, it's a fucking business, right? And again, this is why people pay me. This is why I make a lot of money selling a fucking course. It's because people know that this shit can make a lot of money, and they just would rather pay me than have to go through the struggle of figuring it out. And I'll tell you, even the reason I started making YouTube content was because I had a roofer call my Google business profile, tell me he will pay me whatever the fuck I want if I teach him how to verify these profiles, because he saw my shit pop up in the city, ranked first within literally within 2 weeks. Every single suburb around Toronto was taken over with our plumbing business. And this guy calls me, he's like, I'll pay whatever you want. $9,000, 30-minute meeting. That's when I knew, holy shit, I might just have to fucking start selling this as a kind of like a course. And that's what I did. And you know, since then, like I said, 40 people now doing over 10K a month. So, you know, it clearly fucking works. You just need to have some balls, right? You just need to have some balls, because it really is smooth sailing once you get past the first few hurdles. It really is just like the reason you fail is because you have a pussy mindset, okay? I'm sorry to upset you if you're watching this, but I do want to be real. Like, I am a very real, authentic person on these videos. I never lie, I never fake anything. I'm very real and authentic. And so I'm telling you straight up, if you're failing, you're just kind of being a pussy, right? You haven't tried enough. You haven't tried long enough. And if you're going into this and you have any other thought aside from the intention to fully commit, aside from the intention to stick to this, to make it work until it does work, to try until it actually fucking makes you the money that you want to make, because it's possible, because There's literally 40 people in the last 8 months who have hit 10 grand a month. Like, put that into perspective. Off of my 5,000 subscriber YouTube channel, there's been 40 people who have paid me and then hit 10K a month doing this. Probably around 30 to 40, in that range for sure, right? So there is no reason. And again, just for reference, like 10K a month doesn't even seem like crazy numbers to a lot of you guys, because you'll watch, you know, a ton of these videos of people saying, oh, I make $300 million a month. Even me, I tell people like I make 120 grand a month, right? And so 10K a month doesn't even seem like a lot. But putting into perspective that most people go to school for 4 years, go into student debt and whatever to make that 10K a month that 40 people have in the last, 8 months now that I've been doing this, right? It's pretty fucking wild. It really is. And so if they could do it, you could do it too, right? You just need to have the right intentions, and you have to stop thinking that the grass is greener all the time, because everybody wants to jump from one business to the next business, to the next thing, to fucking crypto trading, to NFTs, to day trading, to fucking drop shipping. Just stop and just lock in on this for 3 months. Do it for 3 months. I'm not even asking you to spend, 2 years eating shit and failing like I did. Do it for 3 months. I give enough shit on my YouTube channel for free that if you actually tried for those 3 months yourself, you could get it done, right? And you just need to put some effort into it, and you need to just stop expecting to get something from doing nothing, okay? So yeah, making the expectations clear going into this, whether you are somebody who is just a fan of my YouTube channel, whether this is the first time you have seen my videos, whether you've already fucking bought from me and you just haven't had good results, or whether you bought from me and you've had amazing results. This is just the expectation that that I know you need to have, and that you need to just have. I guess that's it. Literally, you just have these expectations and know that this is the way it is. And if you're okay with it, you're cool, and you're thinking, yeah, let's roll, let's fucking do it, let's make a shit ton of money. Boom, get after it, do this, and keep working at it. If you can, if you're watching this video and thinking, hey, I don't actually know if I can commit to this for the next 3 months, then leave and unsubscribe, because you're not gonna make it work. If you can at least make that intentions. And I'm not even saying you have to do that until you get your first dollar. No, probably fucking won't, right? But if you can't have that intention and have that expectation, then you never will actually make this work. So that's everything. Appreciate you guys for watching. As always, leave a like, leave a subscribe, watch my other videos to kind of where I get into more depth of each individual aspect of the business model. And as always, if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, then first link in the description, schedule a call with me. I'll run you through how I actually can get you to start doing this business model and hit 20 grand a month within the next 60 days. I will be basically holding your hand throughout the process, doing half of the work with you and for you. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, and I will basically I'll force you to hit 20K a month within the next 2 months. Schedule a call with me, first link in the description. And appreciate you guys all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.